Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the next video in the mock interview series with UiPath aspirants. For the people who are looking this series for the first time, in this series I usually take the mock interview for the candidate. This is as per their experience and the resume they share. Please note that this interview is not for any job opportunity or any of the company. This is just a mock interview only for the training purposes. In case you also want to appear for the same interview, you always can drop me your resume on the email ID which is available in the description, and I shall conduct the mock interview for you. You do not have to worry about sharing your name, company information and other confidential information. All of that would be removed from the video. Prior to this video, we have already covered all of these mock interviews in this series. This is as per different experience set and different candidates. In case you are coming with a different experience and a different skill set, you are free to explore this playlist. The link to the playlist is available in the description. Before continuing to the mock interview, in case you are new to this channel, I would request you to subscribe to the channel so that you get the latest videos on time. So with that, let's get started with the today's mock interview.
Yes.
Okay, I hope you are able to hear me, Satish.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Satish, I have received your resume for the mock interview. The pattern of the mock interview is simple. Based on your resume, I am going to ask you some of the question. You are
Yes,
going
sir.
to answer me the question, and at the end of the interview, I am going to tell you the answer to the questions which you have incorrect answered me wrong, and I'll also provide you the topics which you need to focus upon.
Sure,
Okay.
sir.
Okay,
Sure,
so
sir.
let's get started by having a quick introduction of yourself.
Yes, sir. Coming to myself, I I worked as a software engineer for 2014,
Mm-hmm.
and I started my career with RPA Path in one of the prestigious company.
Mm-hmm.
And in RPA Path, I'm having an experience of 1 year. So my total overall experience is around 3 years, 6 months.
Okay, 3 years, 6 months you have the total experience, and out of that is 1 year in RP, right?
Yes, sir.
UiPath. Okay,
Yes, sir. RPA Path.
fine. Uh, how many projects have you done in this 1 year in UiPath?
And, I did a total of four bots, sir, and
Mhm.
all of them are attended bots, sir.
Okay, four bots you have developed, four of them are attended. And when you say you have created four bots, are they in live? Are they in development? Are they in testing? What is the status of these bots?
They are in live, sir.
Okay,
All the four
all
bots are in live, sir.
okay. So you have created four live bots and four of them are attended one. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
that's
And
good. Hmm.
to mention,
Hmm.
of the four bots,
Hmm.
three bots were for internal teams, sir. I mean internal practice team.
Okay, okay, no worries. Fine. So out of these four robot Shatis, I want you to talk about any one of the robot which you are comfortable talking about. Okay. Talk me through
Yes, sir.
the problem statement. What was the robot doing? What was the automation? And what was the problem statement? What you did there? And then I'll ask my next set of questions.
Sure, sir. Starting with the scenario,
Hmm.
from my internal team, they gave me a task like they want to send emails on a daily basis.
Hmm.
I mean, the email should be sent dynamically, and the condition is that the bot should always pick up the mails which are marked as read in the inbox.
Hmm.
So for that, I use send mail Outlook activity,
Hmm.
and I design the bot such a way that only collects all the set of emails which are with the subject, and it forms a single email and sends them as a single email to the as a reply to a single message which is
Hmm.
marked as read. Actually, I tried using send reply Outlook mail message activity,
Mm-hmm.
but I was facing many issues with that. So what I did was that I developed a bot such a way that I use get mail message activity for that, and I used to get the mail messages and the chain, and I combine them into single thread, and I send the thread as the reply mail for them as the reply mails.
Okay, so I understand that your business has to send the email,
Yes,
but I did not understand is what is the problem statement which your automation is solving.
yes,
So what is the problem? Means what is the manual process? If automation is not there, how is the business doing this thing manually?
yes, sir. I mean, they must automatically go into the inbox,
Hmm.
and they must look for the mail every month.
Hmm.
They must mark it as unread, and they must club all the emails which are there in the chain, and they must send them into a single mail. That is the problem statement, sir. So what I did was that
Hmm.
I merged all the mails with the subject into a single mail chain. I mean,
Okay.
as a
Okay.
single
Okay.
mail,
Hmm.
and I used to send that mail as a reply mail for that. The challenge I faced was that when I was using send reply mail activity,
Hmm.
it is replying to the messages many number of times.
Hmm.
For sending one mail, it is sending many mails. So
Okay.
to avoid that, I use send Outlook mail message activities.
Hmm. Okay. Now you are telling me that you have created an automation which is merging all the emails into one email, and then your
Yes,
robot is replying, right? Now,
yes, sir.
uh, when you say that this is an attended robot, okay. So
Yes, sir.
what is the frequency? Means how frequently the your business team or whosoever you have developed this internal team is using this robot? What is the frequency?
On a monthly basis, sir. To be more precise, if that situation demands, they may rent on a fortnight basis also, sir. 15 days
Okay.
also.
So it's on monthly basis. You are merging the emails and then you are replying it to the emails, right? One question here. When you
Yes,
say
sir.
that it is for the internal team, how many people are there in the internal team who are using this automation?
There are then 10 members, sir.
10 members, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
How did you deploy this attended automation in the 10 machine of the users? So 10 people mean 10 internal team members. That means there are 10 different users or 10 different accounts, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And because this is an attended robot, so how did you deployed this automation in all the 10 computers?
Yes, sir. I mean, I kept the source code with with me for reference,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever they said me for changes, I made the changes in my code, and used to mail them on a on a basis, sir. So that they can run the bot as per their convenience. I mean, I used to guide them on how to do the installation for once. They
Mm-hmm.
used to follow the time that they want.
Okay, so you are sending directly the code to them and then they are using it like that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I have one more question here. Let's say
Yes, sir.
all these 10 business users are there, right? Now,
Yes, sir.
uh, once this automation is successful, okay,
Yes, sir.
how would
Yes.
the business people, let's say Mukesh is one of the business user, how would Mukesh know whether the automation is completed?
Yes, sir. I mean,
Hmm.
the automatically the mails will be moved to. I mean, the mails will be moved from one folder to the other folder, sir. I
Hmm.
mean, the attachments will be there, no, sir.
Hmm.
Actually, the mail must go with the attachment.
Hmm.
So all the attachments will be moved from the input folder to process folder, sir. So the mails the process is not sent,
Hmm.
those mails will be remaining in the input folder, sir. So for those files, they'll check what is wrong with the mail condition,
Hmm.
and they will rerun the bot, sir.
Okay, okay. Now you tell me, you are using which activities here to read the emails,
Get Outlook mail message activity, sir,
and what is the
because
output of get Outlook mail message?
it retrieves the list of mail messages, sir.
Okay, it retrieves the list of mail messages. Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
how do you merge the emails?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Um, so to merge the emails,
Hmm.
what I did is that send Outlook mail message activity is the final one. Yes, sir. There is an activity in UiPath, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
not wrong. Forgot about the activity, but because it has been one
Hmm.
year long that I did the project.
Okay.
Merge mails, or
Merge mails. Are you sure?
I'm not
Okay.
able to recall that, but
No problem. Okay. So let's say you have merged the email with some of the activities, and now you have
yes,
to send an email, right? Which activity
yes,
in
sir.
UiPath are you using to send the emails?
Send Outlook mail message activity, sir.
Send Outlook mail message activity, right? Now, send
Yes, sir.
Outlook mail message activity will ask you, tell me the email ID,
Yes, sir.
right? Whom you want to send the email. Where would the
Yes, sir.
send mail activity get the email address? To whom to send?
I mean, it is a DL which is in placed in config file, sir.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
it is a DL from the config file,
Hmm.
or else it is and it may be either case. Like if they mention in the config file, the
Hmm.
bot takes from the config file,
Hmm.
or else it will reply to the from address. From address will
Okay.
be there, no, sir.
Hmm.
Attribute will be there, no, sir.
Hmm.
From address. So that will be taken for consideration, and the mail will be sent to that particular person.
Okay, but okay. So in your automation, how you have put? Have you put it in the config file or are you using the reply option?
I have used reply option only, sir. Reply
Mm,
option only I have used.
okay, so there is no config.
I mean, I did not place this one in the config file, sir, but the other
Hmm.
values like the top number of emails to be checked for the bot
Hmm.
and other things are all placed in the config file, sir.
Okay, now, okay, the other things you have kept in a config file. Now, where is that config file located?
It is inside the product folder, sir.
In which folder?
Project folder.
In the project folder. Okay, now
Yes, sir.
you have placed the config file in the project folder itself.
Yes, sir.
Now let's say, what is the value which you have kept in the config? Any one of the value. Tell me any one of the value which you have kept in config.
The top number of mails to be
Top
checked
number
in
of
the
mails,
inbox.
right?
Yes,
So the top number of mails you have placed in the config file. Fine.
yes, sir.
Now let's say there are 10 people whom you are sending this robot.
Okay, sir.
One person say that I want to change the top value to 5.
Yes, sir.
How he would change?
He would change from his. I mean, the file is itself inside the project folder, sir. So the
Mm-hmm.
person whoever will be getting the bot code will be having access to that for Excel file, sir, config file.
Okay. So now
So
I have one more question here. You are telling me that you are sharing directly the source code to the business user.
yes, sir, it's internal team, sir.
Is it a correct approach?
Uh,
Is it a good
but it,
approach directly to share the source code? What do you think?
actually, it's not a good source, sir, but
Hmm.
good approach, sir.
Mhm.
But as we don't have an alternative there, we did like that, sir.
Okay, so let's say if I provide you the alternative, how can you share the code? How do you deploy the attended robots then?
So we can
Hmm.
deploy that in the uh, SVN or Teams, and we can pull it from there. We can ask them to pull it from there itself, so that the code remains safe.
And I can see that you have mentioned a lot of things in your resume. One thing you have mentioned that I have worked on branching statements. Can you tell me the
Yes, sir.
difference between the flow decision and the flow switch?
Yes, sir. Flow decision flow switch, sir.
Hmm.
Yes. Flow switch can be, I mean, for suppose if there are 10 conditions,
Hmm.
then we can take flow switch, sir.
Hmm.
Because depending upon the condition, the automatically the bot will move to the particular condition.
Hmm.
Whereas flow decision has only two outcomes.
Hmm.
That is either true or, I mean, yes or no.
What is the difference between throw and a rethrow?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Throw is used to explicitly throw an exception whenever it has
Mm-hmm.
occurred. Whereas
Hmm.
rethrow, I mean, it is like branch and nested thing of throw.
Hmm.
Whenever exception occurs, we can place rethrow inside the catch, and we can throw the exception explicitly again and again.
Okay. 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 So, have you worked on any project? Have you developed any project using the RE framework?
Yes, sir. I have done one project in RE framework, sir. The last one
Hmm.
I did it in RE framework, sir. Hello, sir. Am I audible? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I
I can
think
hear.
the one.
I can hear you. Okay, so you have done one project in RE framework. How many states I have in RE framework?
Yes, sir. In RE framework, there are total number of four states. They
Mm-hmm.
are elite,
Hmm.
get transaction data,
Mm-hmm.
process transaction, and end state.
Okay, so these are the four states in RE framework. So I have an Excel. Okay, in the Excel,
Yes,
I
sir.
have one sheet.
Yes.
The name of the sheet is sheet one. The sheet one has a lot of data. I want to copy the entire sheet one data to sheet two. How can I do that in
Okay, sir.
UiPath? Which activity I will use?
Actually, we do have an activity called copy range activity, sir.
Mm-hmm. Copy range. Okay,
So
and hmm.
we can use that activity,
Mm-hmm.
and we can copy the entire range,
Mm-hmm.
and we can paste it output in. I mean, goes as a data table,
Mm-hmm.
and we can append the data in the second data table. Again, we can read the range, and we can append the data in the second sheet, sir.
Okay. Okay. Fine. When you read the Excel, what do you get as an output?
Data table, sir.
Data table. Okay, so I have read an Excel and I have got it data table. Now, from the data table, okay, so I have an Excel which
Yes,
is
sir.
having a lot of data, 1000, 2000, 1500, lot of numbers I have. I want to get only the data where the amount is greater than 1000. Simple condition. You understood the condition? I want to get the data where the amount is greater than 1000. Which activities? How can I do that?
So we can use filter readable activity, or we can use uh, select query. I mean, select
Hmm.
statement like select
Hmm.
so and so column where value. Suppose, for example, the value of the name of the column is called marks. Select from data table column. I mean the column equals to 10,000 dot copied data table, sir. So in
Mm-hmm.
that way we can copy the all the rows into the data table, sir.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. So that is it, Satish, from my side. Okay. I am done with
Yes, sir.
my set of questions. Okay. Uh,
Yes, yes, sir.
let's jump to the feedback. Okay. So first of
Yes, sir.
all, you need to improve on your introduction. Okay. How do you introduce
Yes,
yourself?
sir.
The second thing is your project. I am not at all convinced with your project information. Okay. This project does not
Okay.
seem to be a real time project. Okay. Even if you say that you
Okay, sir.
have done this, it does not make sense, right? It might, you might have done it for some client, some of the customer, but again you are not sure that how do you share it to the client or the customer, right? You cannot give directly the source code to the customer, right?
Yes.
I cannot directly just share the source
Yes,
code to
sir.
the customer. If it is attended robot, I will deploy it
Yes,
by
sir.
the help of UiPath assistant. So I am not at all convinced with your project. You have to work upon this project, and if you are giving some live interview, this project would not work for you. So you just tell
Okay.
any of the other project whichever you have done, but this project you don't know any of the details. If you explain this project, I doubt that people will select you for the next questions, right? Because you are not clear at all. How do you do it? You are telling that you are sharing it, the code, and then it is an attended robot. It has to be work on monthly basis. So lot of things we are not able to connect. And the top of all, you also don't know that how do you merge the email. It is only doing three activities: reading the emails, merging, and sending, right? So do you really think that for three activities I need to do a project? Only three activities you are doing,
No,
right?
sir.
Reading the email, merging, and sending the email. Out of that, you don't know that how do you merge the email,
Yes.
right? You have answered
Yes,
me
sir.
correctly on the flow decision flow switch. That is correct. You have answered me correctly the filter data table and this activity, but that is the secondary part. The thing which you need to improve upon is your project and your introduction and the life cycle part, that you definitely need to improve upon. Okay, so that would be my feedback for you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you for
Okay.
feedback, sir.
Okay, so I think you should work on this thing, and then once you are ready, we can again conduct the second mock interview for yourself. Okay.
Sure, sir. I mean, if you are available on this Sunday means, I'll
Hmm.
just ping you back, sir. If you are
Okay.
free with this, we can have a second round of interview on
Yeah,
this.
no worries, no worries. Okay, so I hope this mock interview was helpful to you guys. With that, I would like to wrap this video here. Thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, any more suggestions, feel free to write me in the comments, or you can always drop me an email as well. Again, if you also want to have such mock interview, all you have to do is just drop me an email on the email ID which is available in the description. So I would like to wrap this video here. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please do subscribe to the channel, and happy automation.